International Recruitment Officer for London Metropolitan University. I've worked with the university for a couple years now, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the skills employers want and work-based learning at London Metropolitan University. So London Metropolitan has a rich history. We have roots that date back to the 1800s, and we were made up of two universities in a merger in 2002, which were London Guildhall University and the University of North London. Again, we are known for being a particularly modern and progressive university, and we have a very strong reputation for widening access, and that is something that is very important to the university. So we do try to be inclusive and also welcome a lot of university students that may not have considered university studies before. We currently have two campuses across London. One is in Aldgate, which I'll show you some of shortly, and also another one in Holloway. So Aldgate is in central London, and Holloway is in North London. Students are able to go to either one, and we have different courses that are taught and based at each campus. But for context, the Aldgate campus is basically where the origins of the Metropolitan evening classes for young men were designed and set up, and they are very much embedded in the City of London, and that has roots again back to the 1840s. And again, our other campus at Holloway Road began in 1896. And again, a lot of the courses you'll see have a thread back to our original founding, which is very much about giving people the skills that they need for the workplace. So here you can see our Holloway Road campus, and this is our main campus that has the majority of our courses. You'll see at the top in the kind of left-hand corner of the screen our tower building, which houses different courses such as computing, business courses, etc. And we also have the red brick building, which is also where our more social spaces are, as well as some of our admin. And that's where the Rocket is, which is the student union and bar. And here you can see our Aldgate campus. This is a picture of it by night. So both of the brown brick buildings are part of the same campus. And this is where the majority of our art, architecture and design courses are taught, but also a couple of our computing and digital media. As you can see, it's very much in the city, and it's surrounded by big metropolitan buildings. It's also in the heart of one of the artistic districts in London. So very useful for anyone that is looking to study any of our art, architecture and design courses. Here is something that is slightly different about the university and brings the thread of work-based learning into the fold. So this is our accelerator, and the accelerator is based in an area called Shoreditch, and it is a business incubation hub. So if you're interested in becoming an entrepreneur or starting a new business, this is somewhere where you may want to consider participating in some of their programs and really getting involved. There's a range of different activities that do relate to the accelerator, and one of them is called the Big Idea, which I'll talk to you about in more detail later. But again, they can provide advice and guidance and support on how to really build your business. And it has actually set up hundreds of businesses since its inception. So here is, I'll show you some of the facilities that we have, and we have a learning centre, which is also where our library is housed. Students that come to London Metropolitan have access to a whole host of different resources, whether they're digital or whether they're physical books or other resources that are needed for study. And here you can see another picture of some of the space that we have in our learning centre, in our library. There are lots of different areas that have computers. We have plenty of them, but also different study spaces. So whether you want to work on a group project or whether you want to work on something individually, there are several floors to this building, and there's also another learning centre and library at our Aldgate campus. Students that come to London Metropolitan benefit from the fact that we also have a free gym. So all students have access to the free gym. There is also a small sports centre at our Aldgate campus, but students are welcome to come and use the Holloway one as well. There's also a sports hall and several dance studios around the university, and we also put on several different activities throughout the week. Whether it's yoga or whether it's a new activity that you would like to try, the gym staff are always welcome to trying new things, and you are welcome to participate in a lot of those exercise classes. Students also benefit from the fact that there's lots of places to relax. This is just one of them, and this is called the courtyard. A lot of students come outside. We often have barbecues in the summer. There's music events. There's lots of things that happen. And whether it's just that you want to relax or whether you want to, actually put on a music show or anything like that, it's a great space, and students enjoy coming outside. So another thing to kind of bear in mind is the fact that we also have world-class facilities, and these really do enhance the student experience. This is part of our Roding building, which was a recent, refurbishment, and we have installed technology that universities across the world do not have. So our students do genuinely benefit from the fact that the facilities that we have are brand new, and there's lots of different ways in which you can learn. So why study at London Metropolitan University? London Met is focused on teaching, and a lot of our academics benefit from the fact that they have recognised teaching qualifications. So if you're looking to really learn in the classroom from your academics, it's really worth bearing in mind the skills that they have in sharing that knowledge with you. Many of our courses are accredited by professional bodies, and I will go into detail about that. But when it comes to having the right skills and the right qualifications for the workplace and setting you up, for your future career, this is something to really bear in mind, that many of our courses where there generally is a professional accreditation or an extra qualification, we do give them, and there is no additional price to that. It's all kind of embedded in the course. And then, as I mentioned before, there's the accelerator, so our business incubator, and there's activities that you can participate in the summer. So it doesn't necessarily detract from what you're doing during your course time. So there's lots of opportunities for you to kind of build a business or set yourself up ready for your career after your studies. And the thing that kind of sets London Metropolitan apart is the fact that every undergraduate is guaranteed a work-based learning opportunity. Those work-based learning opportunities are either an internship or a placement, or it's a module where you can base a project on a work problem. So we have dedicated career staff for each and every area of our courses. So each school has dedicated staff, and they work with people within the industries that are related to the courses that you're interested in, pursuing careers within, to make sure that you get something that is relevant to what you would like to do. Again, there are plenty of volunteering activities and opportunities, but again, there's also paid internships and unpaid ones too. So our graduates are particularly successful, and 96.7% of our students are in work or further study within 6 months from leaving their course. And we also have a long-standing array of different successful alumni, whether it's the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, professional singers, Sinead O'Connor, or even if you're particularly interested in entrepreneurship, the founder of Cobra Beer, have all been students at our university. And our students go on to work in some of the most prestigious businesses and companies across the world, and even in the UK. So whether it's that you are interested in working for the BBC or the Bank of England, Price Waterhouse, students have gone on to amazing careers after their university studies. We also maintain strong industry links, and that's something that we take very seriously at the university, so that students can benefit from professional experience. And we work with those professional companies and businesses to make sure that our students have the right skills for the workplace once they finish. So to give you an idea of some of the courses that we do offer, we have 6 different academic schools, which include the Guildhall School of Business and Law, our School of Computing and Digital Media, our School of Human Sciences, and all of these cover these particular academic areas. And if you do have any questions about that, then please do have a look at our website as well for further information. And then there's also our other 3 schools, so the School of Social Professions, the School of Social Sciences, and the School of Art, Architecture and Design. All of these different academic areas have particular specialties, and we really do embed a lot of work related learning within these courses. And also it's very focused on your actual professional skills. So you will benefit from the fact that our academics come from industry, particularly in our School of Art, Architecture and Design. These are professionals who have worked in that industry, along with our School of Social Professions. We have a lot of academics that come from industry and can also share that knowledge and information with you so that you can be the best graduate that you can be. So another thing to bear in mind is, in more depth, the things that you're probably looking for when you're looking at a course. As I mentioned before, a lot of our academic courses have professional accreditation. So if you're interested in studying a business and law related subject, then you can really benefit from the fact that we have courses that are ACCA accredited, CIPS, CIPD, the fact that, our course is also accredited by the Law Society or the Bar Council. So depending on, whichever course that you're interested in, it does have professional accreditation, which often means even that you don't have to do additional study in order for you to meet the requirements of those professional bodies. Here you can see in the background, this is our newly refurbished translation and interpreting suite. So, if you're looking for cutting edge technology and facilities, this is definitely one of them, and it is very impressive. Around the sides of that room are also interpreting booths. So our students learn how to work in a professional environment, one that looks very much like even with the technology, looks very much like the things that they will be using in their professional careers. Here you can see we also have a mock courtroom. This has been newly refurbished. And again, this is not something that every university in the UK has. So if you're looking to gain experience of, mooting and working in a courtroom, the courses really do give you the opportunity to try and gain that real experience, so that, the hope being that once you go into the workplace, you are, perfectly ready and prepared for your future career. Here you can see our students benefit from our Bloomberg room. So you will also get, any of our students on, relevant courses, but also some of the others will be allowed to come in and use our Bloomberg trading suites. You get to learn how to use this data and process it, and therefore, how you will be able to use this in the real world. Again, not every university has such a thing, and it really does set our students apart from others. So here you'll see our computing and digital media area benefits from the fact that, we have, all the facilities that you really need to make sure that you are ready and prepared for your future career. And our students, whether they're from the computing areas or whether you're from digital media, including things like journalism, games, and music, get hands-on experience. So, whether they're planning on, writing music for, films or TV, they have the facilities to be able to really do this and practice and hone that skill. One of the things that sets us apart is our Cisco Academy. And again, we have one of the most advanced networking labs in the country. And we have a lot of software and technology that many other universities do not have. So one of the things that I will show you is our Cybersecurity Research Centre, which was opened not that long ago, and benefits from the fact that we have other businesses that work on site or have their own on-site spaces where students can actually work on real life issues that businesses face. So, for example, here with our Cybersecurity Research Centre, students work with businesses such as Lloyds Bank and Oracle to be able to meet some of the challenges that they find. So students, have worked on projects such as how to make sure that telephone banking is secure, and they work on some of those challenges that those businesses have. So, you get real hands-on experiences of issues that businesses are facing, and you can work with them to be able to meet those needs. Here you'll see, our students benefit from, the fact that we've invested a lot of money on our facilities. So whether it's our newsroom, our TV studios, students also get hands-on workshops and presentations from industry experts. So you learn how to use the technology that you'll be using in the workplace. Our School of Human Sciences is housed in our £30 million Science Centre, which has a super lab that has over 280 workstations and is one of the largest and most advanced in Europe. Students benefit from, again, the fact that our courses are accredited by, the relevant bodies. And again, it means that you also get the opportunity to have hands-on experience in the lab. It's not something that everyone always gets. And, being able to say that you have had a lot of time in the, labs to be able to take, undertake your experiments is really important. And here you can see this gives you some perspective of how large that particular teaching lab is, but it means that everyone gets an opportunity to try and try out their experiments. So the School of Social Sciences also benefits from professional accreditations. So perhaps if you're interested in studying psychology, then you also have access to the right facilities and labs, as well as software. So whether you're doing your SPSS or whether there's a health clinic, they have all of the facilities that they need in order for them to really be the best that they can be. And we also benefit from the fact that we have the Child and Women Abuse Studies Unit, which is internationally recognised and looks at violence against women and child abuse issues. They have been, the academics and staff have been advisors to international bodies and organisations, and really helps them create the right policies because they get the right experience. Our students that study on politics, international relations, related subjects also benefit from the fact that there are frequent external talks that happen at the university. So this is one that happens every year, which is called Congress to Campus. And congressmen from the US come over and discuss some of the issues or, concerns, debates of the day. And students get the opportunity to actually speak to some of these people. And that gives them hands-on experience and, knowledge that they can apply to whether it's their studies or whether it's their career later on. Our School of Social Professions is particularly benefited by the fact that we have practitioners from the workplace who work on our courses. And so whether it's cutting edge, knowledge about how to apply many of the things that you learn in the classroom. Many of our students go off to work in schools or whether in healthcare settings. And again, our courses are accredited, which means that our students don't necessarily have to go and get an additional accreditation, which obviously saves people time and money. And also they benefit from the fact that they get bespoke training from particular organisations such as the Youth Justice Board, the Ministry of Justice, which is a government ministry, and also the Social Policy Association. And here you can see that our students get practical learning opportunities. They go out into the classroom, if they're studying on an education course, and they really do get that hands-on experience. So if you're interested in art, architecture and design, then there is, students really benefit from the fact that we work in a studio structure. So at the beginning of the academic year, the academic leaders will present the themes and approaches that they plan on using in that year, and students really get the opportunity to all work together and collaborate and benefit from different areas and ideas in their work. So when it comes to doing their presentations, you'll see that they get real experience of what it's like in the workplace. If you're an architect, then there will be critiques of your work, and students get that opportunity to demonstrate their work from the very beginning. Again, we also benefit from the fact that we offer REBA 1, 2 and 3. So if you're interested in doing architecture, this is a great area to join. Our students also benefit from the fact that we have summer shows. There's several exhibitions that happen throughout the year where students get the opportunity to actually exhibit their work and show it to industry experts, businesses. Students may get job offers, they might have their artwork bought. So it really gives them the opportunity to network and meet people within their industry. Because a lot of the academics that teach on these courses come from industry, our students benefit from the contacts that they have, and they invite those people in to come and see the work that our students deliver. So as I mentioned at the beginning, work-based learning and work skills are really important at London Met. Students get the opportunity to also participate in the Big Idea Challenge, which, as mentioned, is hosted and run by our accelerator, our business incubator. And students get the opportunity to pitch their ideas, and they can also win money and support to actually make these ideas into a real business. Students that win the competition also, benefit from the fact that they get workspace, so they'll get an office space at the accelerator, and it's centrally located. Shoreditch is right in the middle of London, and students really do benefit from that opportunity. Again, you'll see here is the Big Idea Challenge Awards night, and this is only one part of the entire process, but we work in partnership with other businesses, and students really do benefit from that. So if you are interested in running your own business and becoming an entrepreneur, then this is definitely an opportunity that you can take part in. And again, as mentioned, they do have summer programs. So if you're interested in doing something over the summer holiday, while you are not studying, then this, is a great opportunity to get involved in, and really does teach you the skills that, you can use beyond your degree. So just to give you a kind of summary of some of the updates that we have to, give you an idea of how London Met is adjusting to the COVID situation. We have pushed back our courses by 2 weeks, and in the autumn semester, we will also be offering online options for students if they are unable to join us on campus. So we are really working on being flexible and really meeting the needs of our students. So for anyone that is considering London Metropolitan, this is something to consider, that you can either start from home online, and then join us in the second semester, and it won't change anything about your course. You'll continue to learn as you would before, and many of our students have been already studying online, so that will just continue for the autumn semester if needed. They've enjoyed their experience, and hopefully you will too. When it comes to our English language qualifications and requirements, we've expanded the course, different qualifications that we will accept. So if you are unable to reach a test centre, then we will also consider and accept TOEFL IBT and also IELTS indicator. In terms of commencement of studies, our international support team, for those who are going to join us in January instead, you will be given the support and help that you need in obtaining your visa. So nothing should change. And again, if for any reason you don't feel comfortable necessarily joining us in London in September, October time, then you do also have the opportunity to defer your course till January. And we are offering a huge list of our courses with a January start as well. So we are really focused on maximum flexibility. In terms of student support, again, students will be able to access everything that they need remotely. So many of our services are working remotely and from home, and so any applicant will benefit from that too. And again, our library resources, many of those we have online, so you can access those resources remotely. And again, you'll also have the opportunity to meet other students online, and there'll be lots of different events and activities hosted online, so that we can hopefully get you meeting new people and creating your own community here in London. So thank you very much for listening. If you do have any questions, then obviously please do share. And I'm also available to answer any questions directly at international@londonmet.ac.uk. Thank you again, and I look forward to hearing your questions.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you for your lovely presentation. So we would like to encourage all students to ask any questions, and we will get back to all questions as long as time allows us. If anything specific needs to be answered, please feel free to email Helen directly, or please feel free to get in touch with your SA UK counsellor, and then any specific questions can be answered that way. So the first, we have quite a lot of questions to start with. The first question is from Pragya, asking if you have any PhD courses.
Yes, we certainly do. That's actually an area that we're expanding at the moment. We have a new research office. If you do have any questions about those, then obviously feel free to contact your counsellor, and also have a look on our website to see if there are any academics who maybe match the area that you're looking to research. And yes, that's definitely something that we do offer.
Thank you, Helen. The next question is from Ramnivash, who would like to know more about fees and scholarships, but I don't have a specific course. So what would be the best way to kind of confirm fees for specific courses, and how students can find more information about scholarships?
So we have all the fees are listed on each course page on our website. They, in the top right-hand corner of the webpage, you'll be able to see the course fees and intakes as well. So depending on when it starts, etc. When it comes to scholarships, we actually offer quite a few scholarships to our Indian students. So I recommend having a look on the website as well. And there's an area, I think it comes under apply on the website. And students can look at the different scholarships that we offer. They do vary, time to time. So I do recommend checking, close to the time that you plan on applying for the most up-to-date information on them. but all the information on how to apply and what it covers are all listed there. Off the top of my head, at the moment, we do have a scholarship with International Student House, which covers your course fee and also your accommodation for the year. So definitely one worth considering. And then we also do have one, which is our International Excellence Scholarship, which is also open to Indian applicants.
Thank you, Helen. Moving on to the next question from Charu. I want to study undergraduate politics and international relations. And also Charu is asking what are the fees of this course and if there are scholarships available.
So that's a great course. It's one that I know a lot about. You'll really enjoy it if you are interested. I would recommend having a look on the course page for that particular subject. Unfortunately, off the top of my head, I can't necessarily recall the course fee. So definitely have a look and see what it says on the website. Again, in terms of scholarships, it's the same information as I mentioned. There is also another tab that you can look at. So we do offer undergraduate and postgraduate scholarships. So do have a look on the website under the scholarships tab.
Thank you, Helen. Next question is from Pragya. What is the procedure for Indian scholarship-based admission?
I guess it depends on which scholarship you're applying for, whether it's a London Met scholarship or whether it's an external one. If it's an external scholarship, then obviously the closer you get, once you've applied, you'll then and you're given an unconditional offer, then you will be sent information on how to pay, and in that's when you will be given the opportunity to tell us about the scholarship that you have, and we can obviously make arrangements. If it is a London Met based scholarship, then we will apply that scholarship to your course fee, and we will send you an amended offer with exactly how much that is and information on how to either pay the balance or whether there is anything to pay.
Thank you, Helen. Another question from Ridima. Can you tell us a little bit more about medicine courses?
So we offer biomedical science. We don't actually offer a medicine course, but we offer several different courses in that related area. So even pharmaceutical sciences, etc. In terms of giving you more information about it, a lot of students here in the UK, if they are considering applying for medicine, they will usually choose one option that is a biomedical science course or a related, bio or chemistry related subject as part of their applications, which gives them the option to join a medicine course at a later date. If they didn't manage to get onto a medicine course, because they tend to be particularly competitive, and therefore not everybody gets the opportunity the first time round. Starting on a biomedical course doesn't stop you from becoming a doctor or anything. So if you do have any particular questions, then do let us know, send us an email or speak to your advisor, and we can give you some more information or put you in contact with the academics.
Thank you, Helen. And so the next question is actually about neuroscience, and this was asked by Lancy, who wants to know if this course is available.
So we don't necessarily offer neuroscience. Well, actually, it depends on the level that you're planning on studying and what you plan on doing with it. We don't offer neuroscience as a course by itself. It may be something that is included in one of the other courses. So I recommend, again, it depends on what level you're looking at, because it does vary in terms of specialisms. So definitely have a look at our psychology related stuff. But again, if you're looking at postgraduate, then that changes it slightly. Do have a look at our website, see if there's any modules that are covered within those courses. And then if you have any questions, do let me know and I can give you probably a bit more detail about that.
Thank you, Helen. The next question is from Mukesh, and it's very specific. What is the course fee for design architecture for an undergraduate course?
Unfortunately, I don't know that off the top of my head. It is on the website. If you have a look on the website, you can decide what area of architecture you're interested in. So if you're interested in architecture, that's one course. If you're interested in interior architecture or design, then that's a slightly different course or courses. So have a look and see which one you're most interested in. And that will be able to, you'll be able to get more information from that course page. And if you do have any questions, I can certainly answer them. Send us an email or speak to your advisor, and we can work with you further.
Thank you, Helen. Moving on to the next question from Karma Care. For master program in computer science, can I get a scholarship? So this is quite similar to scholarship questions we had.
Yeah, so definitely have a look at the, as long as you meet the requirements of the scholarship, then yes, you can apply for a scholarship, because we do offer undergraduate and postgraduate scholarships. Please do have a look at the website, and all of the information is listed on there. And on each individual scholarship, there'll also be the application information. So whether you apply directly on that web page or whether you apply elsewhere, all of that information is kept on there, and it does also tell you who it's open to and when it's open as well. So yeah, have a look on the website.
Thanks, Helen. And then the next question is from Nayan. Do you offer LLM course for January 21?
We may do. Unfortunately, I'd have to look at the list again because it has been amended. Feel free to send me an email, and I can definitely get you that information.
Okay, thank you, Helen. The next question is from Shruti Malik. I'm interested in sports and dance therapy, including foundation year. The human nutrition course, I'm a non-science graduate and have been teaching yoga for 2 years. Will I be eligible to pursue the course?
Well, each application is assessed on whatever's put in it. So I would recommend making an application, and we could definitely work from there. In terms of the kind of details, so was it that you're interested in nutrition, or whether you're interested in sports and dance therapy?
So it's interesting. So the same student asked 2 questions. So the student is interested in sports and dance therapy, including foundation year. And then in the second message, the human nutrition course.
Okay.
So I think it's probably between
okay, those 2 courses. That's fine. So again, the criteria for each of those is slightly different. And it's worth having a look at the foundation courses, as you've mentioned, because often if you don't necessarily have the background in that particular area, then that foundation course will give you the relevant skills and knowledge for you to be able to pursue within that area of study. Generally, the key thing is that you show a keen interest in, you can demonstrate why it is that you want to study that course, even if you don't necessarily have loads of experience in that area. But I would say definitely, as long as you fulfill the initial criteria, and we do have specific criteria for India on our website, as long as you fulfill that criteria, then definitely do put in an application, and we can definitely assess which one you're most interested in as well.
Thank you, Helen. The next question is from Madhukar Sharma. Will there be any option for IELTS waive off?
So we do offer waivers for particular circumstances. but on the whole, we don't offer waivers. Students will need to take a CELT, a secure English language test, whether that is TOEFL IBT, whether it's IELTS, whether it's PTE. There are different options, and they're all listed on our website under our English language requirements. So do have a look and see. If you have studied, for example, if you're looking at doing a postgraduate course and you have studied in a majority English speaking country, then there is the option for a waiver. And if you come from an English majority speaking country, then there is the option for a waiver too. But on the whole, usually from applicants coming from India, you will need to take a CELT.
Thank you, Helen. The same student has another question, Madhukar, and it's more kind of like a particular case. I have 15 years of industry experience, and I'm looking for MS in data business analytics. I don't really understand what's the question here, but is student eligible for this course, I would say?
Well, we definitely, as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, the university is very much for widening access. So we do consider students with their professional experience. Again, it depends on each application is measured on, in isolation, against itself. So, depending on the experience that you do have, and obviously the criteria that we have on the website, I would welcome your application. We will definitely consider it.
Thank you, Helen. The next question is from Ujwala. I want to do masters in food science. Is university providing placements or internships after completing the course? Can you please tell me a bit more about the scope of this course?
Well, in terms of after the course, we don't necessarily offer any ourselves, but we will help students in getting work after their studies. While you're on the course, if you're on the undergraduate course, there are, as I mentioned, there's work-based learning opportunities guaranteed to every undergraduate student. So there are options for you to, gain experience while you're on the course. Obviously, the graduate visa route has opened, and so after your studies, you are able to work in the UK for 2 years. But in terms of the scope of the course, again, they're very practical. You do also have food science labs, and we also have on-site clinics. So there's lots of opportunities for you to also collaborate with other like nutrition students, dietetic students, and get work experience as well. So depending on kind of the circumstances and at the time at which you come, there are lots of opportunities for you to get practical work experience, and obviously benefit from the course at London Met.
Thank you, Helen. The next question is from Karmakar. My previous study was strictly followed by English. So I think it was in English. Do I need IELTS score? I think if the study was strictly in English, does the student need IELTS?
Unfortunately, yes, unless you have studied in a majority English-speaking country, or if you are from a majority English-speaking country, you will still need to take IELTS or equivalent in order to apply at London Met. We are unable to offer waivers outside of that, so I do recommend that you do take one of the tests, even if you have studied exclusively in English.
Thank you, Helen. And we have the last question for today. So if anyone listening wants to ask any questions, please post now. So the last question that I see is from Ghazal. To get a BSc psychology degree, is it important to complete grade 12 from science discipline? I've done my grade 11 from science discipline and currently doing 12 from arts discipline. Yeah, that's a bit long question, but that's it.
So it's not necessarily exclusive that you have to have done sciences, but I would recommend that you do where you can. Obviously, it depends on which sciences you're doing as to how relevant they are. So, anything that is kind of biology related, or whether you continue studying psychology, that will obviously be considered. And again, if you have any maybe maths qualifications as well, that's something that we do also consider. But again, it does depend on each person's individual application. So if you do put in an application, or send us an email in advance, and we can obviously give you some more advice, slightly more specific to your circumstances and the levels that you've taken, the grades that you've acquired, etc.
Thank you, Helen. I see a couple of more questions coming through. So if anyone wants to ask any questions, we still have time, so please feel free to post any questions. The next question is from Redeema. Do you have any specifications for CBSE students, or can they apply to any course?
We definitely accept CBSE. What I would recommend is have a look on the country-specific entry requirements page on the website, and that will outline exactly what we ask for, and information from boards, etc. But we will consider every application, so it's not there's no specifics necessarily for particular boards at this particular time.
Thank you, Helen. So the same student is also adding and asking, does biomedical science require maths?
I would probably assume so. I'd have to look at the requirements again. They are outlined on the particular course pages, so have a look at that. It is likely that there is a maths element to it. It doesn't always necessarily mean that it will be maths at grade 12. It may be that it's a grade 10 maths requirement, but again, I would recommend have a look at the course page on the website for specific details about each specific course.
Thank you, Helen. Still a couple of more questions. So Pearl is asking about LLB scholarships. I think this was well covered. But then another question is from Ujwala. Is 2020 September intake on campus or online?
As I mentioned, this will be both. So as provided that government guidelines allow us to, we will definitely have a on-campus offering, and we will, for those who are unable to join us on campus, whether they're a UK student or whether they're one of our international students, we will definitely also have a online provision. So we are flexible and we can accommodate whether you're in the country or whether you're not.
Thank you, Helen. The next question is from Nehru. What is the criteria for Master of Business Management?
MBAs do require work experience. So again, I would recommend have a look on the website. As far as I'm aware, off the top of my head, I think it is 2 years of work experience minimum. But again, please do refer to the course page. You will also have to satisfy the general entry requirements that cover the grades that you would have needed, and the qualifications you would have needed to have taken prior to applying to the course. So yes, in full detail, you'll find that on the course pages, but please do also refer to the country-specific information for postgraduate course.
Thank you, Helen. And the last question is actually from the same student, Nehru. I've done my graduation with commerce with 50% marks. Am I eligible for MBM?
Well, I would recommend that you have a look again on the course page prior to submitting, because we do look at it in a wider sense than just your kind of your qualifications and the grades that you got from your undergraduate course. So we'll also include English courses, so please make sure that you satisfy those. In terms of the specifics, it may be something that we consider, but again, I would also make sure that you also have satisfied the work requirements, submitting a CV, etc. Also as part of that, and references I think are generally required. So please have a look on the course specific page, and if you do have any additional questions, then do send me an email and I will certainly have a look into it and help.
Thank you very much, Helen. I think we answered all the questions. I would like to thank you for hosting this session with SA UK today. It was really amazing. Just for all students, the recorded video will remain on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and listen to any part of the presentation, you can do so on our YouTube channel. Please feel free to email Helen directly for any specific questions, or your SA UK counsellor. I would like to thank everyone. And Helen, if you would like to wrap up this session and say the final goodbye, please do so.
Thank you so much for having me and taking the time to listen to this presentation today. We really hope that you have maybe found something new about London Metropolitan University, and maybe this is something that you want to consider coming and studying in the UK. And if you do decide to come and apply to London Metropolitan, we will certainly welcome your application, and hopefully we get to see you in the not too distant future. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.